here with Enlightened World Network. Thank you for being here for our Day of Healing. Our next guest is Shannon Lane. I'm so excited to have Shannon with us. Shannon is a writer, a creative activist, and a soul searcher, and we're going to have her explain to us exactly what she means by that. Shannon, can you come on and say hello?
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm so happy to be joining all of you today. Thank you for having me here, Ruth.
Oh, absolutely. When you say you're a soul searcher, what does that mean to you?
Well, to me, being a soul searcher is ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to find out who I was and why I was here and where I belonged and what was my part in this whole wonderful universe. And that's what I mean by being a soul searcher. And I believe that each one of us is a soul searcher and we have a divine purpose here in this beautiful world.
Right. Thank you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. So Shannon, you have a meditative experience for us today, and I can't wait for you to get started.
Thank you very much. And I guess we're ready to go.
Ready?
All right. Thank you. Well, thank you all for joining me today. And what I'd like to do to begin is just introduce myself. I am Shannon Lane. I am Yankewi, and I'm here to share with you about place, about identity, and about taking you on a little walk, a little storytelling on a guided experiential meditation together. Think of us as though we're sitting together in a circle, all of us together here as one, close as we can to our Mother Earth. Maybe whatever's comfortable for you, find a place just to be, whether you're sitting, whether you're laying down. Make sure that you're in your best space that you can be. If you'd like to, you can get something to write on. That's all right too. Whatever your needs are in this space, that's what's important. Know that you're in a safe space, you're in a comfortable space, you're being held. We're in it here together. As for me, as I said, my name is Shannon Yankewi Lane. I come from a blended heritage. On my father's side, I am Yankton, Dakota, and Chickasaw. My grandfather having grown up on the Standing Rock Reservation in South Dakota. My grandmother having grown up in Oklahoma. She's Chickasaw. And they met at the Haskell Indian Reservation and fell in love at first sight. On my mother's side, I'm European descent. My heritage includes German, English, and Irish. And together, my mother and my father, their ancestors brought them to Walla Walla, Washington, and here I am. And seeking out my soul searching and my identity, I felt and knew that there was a longing in this world for all of us to know that we're enough, that we belong, and the importance of community. And together we're going to explore that in our meditation of healing today. So as we begin, whatever's comfortable for you, let us start out with just some breath work, taking in that breath of life because we deserve to take in that life breath for ourselves. So whatever is best for you to close your eyes. Let's start with breathing in through our nose, holding it, and breathing out. Take your breath in, hold it, and out. Put your hands on your solar plexus, breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. Breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. As you continue to breathe in, you're breathing in the positiveness and breathing out any negative within you. Breathe in, feel that positive energy starting at the top of your head. Breathe out any negative energy. Breathe in your positive energy right down and out. Breathe in and relax your shoulders. Breathe out. Breathe in through your stomach and your back. Breathe out and relax. Breathe in. Breathe out as you clear your mind, just to take in where you are right now, being present in this moment, right here. Breathe out. As you breathe in, be aware of where you are in this circle together, here and now. Be aware of the air around you. Be aware of the stillness. Be aware of yourself and your love, your goodness, how special you are. Be aware of the divine. Be aware of the angels. Take one moment of silence with yourself and with each other now. I'd like you to think about belonging. Belonging is a deep sense of relatedness and acceptance, a feeling that you'd rather be here than anywhere else. It's a feeling of home. I'd like you to think now, going back to your earliest thought of where you felt that you belonged, where you felt that you were home. Was there a smell? Was there a touch? What did you see? Who were the people there? Was there someone special? Where was this place? Now think of the nature that was there. What did you see? The trees, the grass? When you looked up in the sky, what did you see? What were the seasons that you spent time there at home? Belonging is about shared values, about responsibility. It's about having a desire to make the community that you live in the best place that you want it to be. It's about taking pride and showing up. It's about using those unique gifts that each of you have, that you may not know yet, that you may not have tapped into yet, but they're there. Belonging. We all want that, and we all can have that. And right now, here in our circle, you belong. I love you. You are loved here. You are enough. We are now in community because we're a group of 3 or more people with shared values, that sense of belonging. Community, we have similar interests and values. And we share that and experience that sense of belonging. It can be tied to a place. And it's beautiful and it's wonderful when we have our community. Think about where you have your sense of belonging and you have that sense of community. Maybe it's where you live right now. Maybe it's in your past where you've grown up. Maybe it's where you come together with other people. Maybe it's where you go to meditate. Maybe it's where you exercise. Maybe you're longing to have that sense of community and you want to step out into that community. Maybe you're searching for that community. You want that to be a part of your identity. And you're ready to be brave and courageous and take that step out there to do that. You can do that. You can do that. You have that within you to do that. You have sisters here that will support you and encourage you. We have joy in our life that we celebrate, that stays with us. We have grief and loss in our life that also becomes part of our journey that we may need to give closure to. And then that becomes part of our story as well. But we can take both of that and help it with all the healing to move forward in our belonging in our community. A part of our identity journey is being tied to place and having a connection with our ancestors. And for me as a young girl, it was finding out about who I was and learning from my grandparents, learning from my aunties, hearing the stories. I realize now just what a blessing that was. Some of you have had that experience as well. Some of you are searching for that experience. Some of you have found that experience with your friends. Some of you had found that experience with now coming to a place within yourself. Some of you have been ministered to by angels, by the divine. You found it through your spirituality. Some of you have found that through your intellect, through your emotions, or through your physical. It's important that we have a balance through the four, through our physical, through our mental, through our emotional, and our spiritual, to have a connection to our ancestors and our place. It's so important. There's a quote I'm going to share from Alice Walker. She says, "To acknowledge our ancestors means we are aware we did not make ourselves, that the line stretches all the way back, perhaps to the gods. We remember the ancestors because it's not an easy thing to forget. We remember the ancestors because it's not an easy thing to forget. That we are not the first to suffer, rebel, fight, love, die. The grace with which we embrace life, in spite of the pain and the sorrows, is always a measure of what has gone before." What is your ancestry? Do you know? These days, we can go to Ancestry.com, 23andMe, GenMatch, and suddenly find out we have a lost sister, or find that parent or grandparent, or find out truly where our ancestors are from. Know that us, as perhaps displaced Europeans, here as guests on Turtle Island being North America, from the tip of Canada down to the tip of Central America. We can know that in this diaspora of perhaps our European displacement to here due to colonization or migration, immigration, leaving due to religious persecution, however we ended up here, we can find out where we're from. And others have come here too, due to enslavement or war or whatever the reason, have found a way to reconnect with their ancestors. And my grandfather had always said, to know where we're coming from informs who we are now so we can move forward in the future. What's beautiful to think about is we are now the ancestors of the future, and to be administered by the divine and the angels to inform us who we are and have that connection, and to be ministered to by our ancestors. Look in your hand. Look in your hand deeply and know that within your DNA here now goes back through time of who you are. Who you are. And the healing can begin now to place into who you are. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's the blood of ancients that flows in our veins. The ancients that flow in our veins. The circle of life remains within us. Absolutely beautiful. And now I'd like to guide you through a moment to close your eyes, relax, just take 3 deep breaths. In again. To clear your mind. This is an exercise, guided exercise for you to reach out and in touch with your ancestors, to reclaim your identity. Whether you know or not where you're from, we have the ability to reach out. I want you to think about your parents. I want you to think about your parents as a child. Think about them as a child. They're running. They feel joy in their hearts. They feel the air and the breeze through their hair. They look up and they feel the sun on their face. And now, think of your grandparents, their parents, and they're a child. And you see them, and they're looking, and they see the moon, the full moon for the first time, and they understand the divineness of the moon, the full moon. And they hear the crickets and the chill of the night air as a child. And now you see their parents, and they're a child as well. And they look down, and they see the ants crawling on the ground, and they see a grasshopper jump. And they look up and they see a bird flying in the sky, and it lands in a tree. They go and they feel the roughness of the bark against their hand. And now you see their parents. And they hear the cry of a child. And they feel the softness of that child's skin. And the smile that child makes for the very first time. They run barefoot in the grass. And they lay down in it. Feel the coolness against their skin. And now you see their parents. and they taste the sweetness of grapes in their mouth. And the kiss of first love. And the smell the fragrance of spring flowers. And you see their parents. And you feel their heartache for the death of a loved one. And their sadness. And you see their parents. You feel their struggle and the work as they toil to create life in a field, to turn the earth. And you smell that earth and the rain as it comes down, and the seeds and the spring. And their parents before them as they build a new fire. You smell that fire and the crackle of the fire. You hear that. And the parents before them, another generation, another child, born too soon. And the heartache. And the parents before them. Perhaps a man going to war. Times were hard then. And not coming back. And the parents before them. Experiencing life. And the parents before them. Before them. And before them. This is what is in your DNA. This is who you are. All the experiences that you could dream, that you could imagine, that you could ever be, thousands and thousands upon thousands, are there with you. Of what's beautiful, what you know is there too, is love. Love. The beauty of love and joy and compassion and kindness, thoughtfulness, woven in. Love. Love to bring you here right now. Right now. And love of our beautiful Mother Earth. And love of place. Love of taking care of each other. And love of taking care of our mother. Love to ensure that you are here right now. And you are so loved as well. The divine has made sure that you are here and you are held. And you are enough. And you belong. And all of this is part of your identity and who you are. Take a moment to bring yourself back in silence to where you are now through your generations. Take a minute with this as you breathe silently. For about 5 breaths. Some of you may still need some more time. Some of you are coming back now to the present. As you are, each of you take the time you need. I'll share a little story my grandfather shared with me before I went off to university. The great wisdom of my grandfather. He shared so many stories with me. And this one, it still resonates with me now. And it really, the knowledge, more knowledge came to me as I came through different times through my life. I was 17, pulled me aside, said to me, Shannon, you know, the most sacred journey a person will ever take is the one from here to here. I'm going to pull higher here. One from your head to your heart. And I thought about this going off to university, and I knew, okay, I'm going to put a lot of book knowledge up here. He must mean, you know, until I can really, you know, put that knowledge into my heart. I thought, okay, thank you, grandfather. Very profound words. It wasn't until I went back to university to study ethnic studies and women's studies, really get into my passion about identity, that it really floored me, and I mean, truly to tears, about until we really embrace knowledge. We can put all that knowledge into our head, but until it comes down and we grab it into our hearts, only then can it become a catalyst for change. Only then we can know so much and be so head heavy. I can worry so much up here about who I am, and learn all these theories about identity and ethnic studies and women's studies and this and that and the other thing, and go to these workshops and these classes. But until for me personally, and it's like for you personally as well, until we embrace it here, until the divine speaks to us here, until we have our own moment with what we're learning, until the ancestors speak to us, until what comes through to us about place, only then can it become a catalyst for change. And oh my goodness, what change makers we can be. It's incredible, and how exciting, and it's beautiful. So, so beautiful. I just thank you for joining me today. And beautiful to take a little walk with our ancestors today.
Shannon, thank you so much. I truly appreciated that, because so much of my time is being in the present and looking to the future. And so little of my time is going back and embracing everything and everyone that brought me to this point.
Yes.
So thank you. Sincere thanks.
You're welcome. Yes, yes. And if you'd like to contact me, you can reach me on Facebook at Shannon Lane. Also, I'll be putting up my new page, Ancestry Connection. For those of you who would like to, are interested in wanting to connect with others who are looking to connect with their heritage. A beautiful story in our family. We have two sisters who found us by Ancestry.com, which is fabulous, and it's just a blessing. And especially for those of Euro heritage who want to get connected with their Euro Indigenous heritage, there's some beautiful groups out there who are connecting back with their Indigenous knowledge from their own heritage, from their own connections, and especially connecting back to our Mother Earth and being eco warriors for Mother Earth through their heritage.
Great. Shannon, so much appreciation to you and our friends who are joining us on Facebook and YouTube Live. Thank you for being here, and we will see you all next time. Take care.
Thank you very
and God
much.
bless.
Blessings.